Hello, welcome to chair yoga. And today we're going to be doing a lot of seated things on the chair today and standing things using the chair today. We will not be getting down on the floor today unless you just want to do that for your Shavasana when we get there. Props, obviously a chair. You want to make sure that it's an armless chair because those arms will get in the way as we're doing our poses here. Um, Blocks that you see me doing this, I'm 4'10" and a half, so I'm a short person. So my feet being on blocks here, and when we do some warrior stuff later, helps me be a little bit more better in form. However, if you're a taller person, you may not need the blocks, and that's okay. That's the only reason they're here. I'm sitting on a blanket. This is for my personal comfort. I have a little bit of padding on my chair, but it's kind of steel on the side. So this padding here helps make that more comfortable when we do some warrior poses and whatnot. But if you're fine with how you are and how your chair is, you may not need that blanket. We will, however, use a strap today. So I'm just going to let the strap just sit right here and sit a little bit more towards the center part of your chair. So you don't want to come all the way back and lean back up against it. You want a nice tall spine here, ears, shoulders, and hips. We're still going to zip up from the front body. Good. Hands can be anywhere that they're comfortable for you. I'm going to have a slight tuck in the chin. With eyes open and cast down or eyes closed, just kind of settle in. Just check in with yourself. Is there anywhere that you could soften just a little bit more? Maybe through the jaw, the shoulders, even the hips. Sometimes, even when we sit in the chair, some of us have a tendency to grip. And then bring that awareness into the breath. Hopefully, a nice, calmer breath, not too fast, not choppy. And let's take the hands out to the side, palms turning up. Inhale, reach, 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 and lengthen. You can look up there at the hands if you'd like. Otherwise, turn the palms away. Grow taller in your feet as you press that air down. And we're going to turn the palms up and inhale and reach, 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 looking up. And exhale, growing taller from crown to tail as you come down. One more time. Taking it up and reach, 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 looking up there. Good. Keeping those hands together. Exhale, bringing hands into heart center. Creating an intention for your practice. What would you like to give or receive? Now, at the end of this practice during Shavasana, because I'm going to lead you through a seated in the chair Shavasana, I'm going to give you a reading on the goals of yoga, what the goal of yoga is. So maybe your intention could be, what is my goal for this yoga practice today? What is my goal, if you want to go beyond that, for today, for this week, this month, the rest of this year? And once you have that set, let's take it back up. Big inhale and reach, reach, reach. Turning palms away, grow taller from crown to tail. Good. Let's go into just a little bit of breath work here. So we're going to do a box breathing. We're going to do 6 rounds. So it's going to be inhale, hold, exhale, hold for 4. And I'm going to encourage you to take the Ujjayi Pranayama here if you can. You will not hear me do Ujjayi as I count because I can't talk and do that at the same time. But I will give you some examples of what that looks like. There's 3 ways to do it. You can do it just on the inhale. You're making an AH sound. You're breathing through the nose and through the back of the throat. It sounds like this. Hopefully you can hear that because I can, even with my earbuds in. And then we have the exhale only. So as you exhale, you're making an HA sound, a ha. It's through the nose. You're forcing the air up through the back of the throat. There's a little bit more than abdominal engagement here, kind of thinking about as your belly button comes in, you're forcing that air up and out. So that one sounds like this. Good. And then there's full Ujjayi, traditional Ujjayi, where you're inhaling and exhaling together. So here's how that sounds. Inhale and exhale. Good. That's a very calming breath. It's very toning to the vagus nerve, and it's nice to bring down the nervous system sometimes here. Good. So practice that if you wish, however you would like. If it's too confusing, just breathe. Good. Here goes our box breathing here. Exhale to prepare. And here's our first round. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice and tall spine. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Retain. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Last one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Return to normal breath. Notice how you feel. You return to that normal breath. Let's just take our left ear to the left shoulder, keeping right shoulder grounded. Sit back up nice and tall if we lost that. And to the other side. Good. Back to center. Big inhale, arms up. Exhale. Good. My hand's going to come to the side of the chair as I get a nice side bend over. Breathe and expand. Coming back to center. Other side. Reach and take it over. Oh, that feels really good on this tight, chilly morning. Good. And coming back up. Both arms up. Inhale. Exhale. Rotate to the left. Arms can come down. Hold where you need to hold. Good. And maybe look behind you. Always twisting from length. And we'll lift and move through center. Inhale, exhale, other side. Arms come down. Hold where you need to. And looking behind. And inhale, lift. Exhale, come to center. Good. Let's take this with the strap now. So you can fold your strap in half like I have. You don't have to do that. I've got a buckle here. Some people's are plastic, some people's are metal. Try to hold that in so when we move around, you don't run the risk of this hitting you in the face. So I'm threading that between the pointer and the thumb. Good. I've got some nice tautness here. I'm going to take that up. Big inhale, exhale. I'm going to get a nice side bend now. Good. So this may feel about the same to some of you. It might feel a little bit more intense for others. So really think about popping that rib cage out here. Really give that a tug. Try to avoid any forward collapsing here. You want that to be nice and open. And for some of us, it's a habit pattern. Some of us, that's just where our range is. But try to build on that over time using those abs, coming all the way back up, taking that over to the other side. Good. Popping out that rib cage, pulling down here. Big breath. Returning to your intention. About your goals. Goals for yoga, goals of day, wherever you set it. Good. And coming back up, inhale, exhale. We're going to rotate to the left. I'm going to reach, rolling shoulders back a little bit. Good. And then looking behind me, I'm keeping tautness in that strap. This might be a little bit of a deeper twist for some of you with the strap than what we did a moment ago without. And then from here, we'll lift. We'll return center, rotate other side, taking that down. Good. Rolling shoulders back a little bit, looking behind you. And coming back up. Now, you're likely fine where you are. I'm going to turn my chair sideways so you can better see what I'm doing. So we're going to use this strap to help us open the shoulders and to help us do a modified cat-cow here. Okay. All right, so I've got my strap. I'm nice and taut. So going into the shoulder opener first, I'm seated nice and tall. I'm just going to lift. Maybe I go back a little bit and then come forward. So you want to try not to pop the chest forward here as you come back. Now, some of you might be doing this, bending the elbows as you take it back here. Try to keep the arms long. Go wider on your slack if you need to take it back there. I do. Good. And just work at your range of motion. Being mindful that your range of motion might not be my range of motion or other people that you know. You work at your range of motion. When I first started yoga, I absolutely could not take my arms as far back here. I worked on it over time. Be patient. Now, once you take your arms back, find your maximum stretch point, which will probably not be your maximum range of motion. So I can take this down all the way to my hip, but my maximum stretch is right here. Good. And bring that back up. Good. Now, I will refold this here for myself. We're going to use this to do some seated cat-cows here. Good. So I've got some tautness. Now from here, good. I'm going to take this. I'm going to round into cat. So how deep you round just kind of depends on you. I like this strap here because it also gets into the shoulder blade just a little bit. Good. And then from here, I'm going to pull that down. You work at your range of your extension. Good. So shoulders are back, chest can come forward. And then I'm going to round again. Reach. And come down and open. And reach. And come back and open. And one more time, in, reach. And come back and open. And if that would feel good to you to stay here for a moment, stay here for a moment. And when you're ready, just relax. We're going to be done with the strap for right now. So I'm just going to put that somewhere where it's not going to be in my way. Good. Now, I'm just going to move my blocks out of the way because for right now, I'm going to be done with them. But I'm going to have one pretty close because I'm going to use one again in a moment. So kind of moving this a little bit more forward so I have more space. Good. Now, from here, we're just going to take a nice little L stretch. So how you do this depends on your own body. If you're newer or have a back issue, I want you to keep your feet hip width apart here in parallel. So it's about where the hip bones are, hips, knees, and toes track. It's not about how wide you think you are. It's where the hip bones are. A little bit more advanced people, no back issue people, you can step your feet closer together or together. Okay, so find it where you need it. And let's take this big inhale, exhale. Let's bend the knees, taking the hands to the chair. I'm keeping a long spine. My head and neck can be free. And then from here, I'm just lengthening those legs. For some of you, maybe you're really stiff and this bend and stretch is something that you need to just keep working on. You don't have to bend deep. Others may be taking arms more forward. Maybe some of us need to step back. I was a little too close. For the L stretch, you want the hips and the ankles to be in alignment. It's okay for the knees to be bent. And my ears are by my biceps. So I'm getting a nice lengthening here in my spine. My belly button is in. I'm stretching that upper body as well. Good. Now, even from here, you can work on that bend and stretch and bend and stretch and then press into the heel, press into the glute. Good. And then from here, when you're ready, good. I'm going to take my hands to the edge, bending the knees, coming all the way up. Reach, reach, reach. Exhale, hands in the heart center. Good. All right. Let's try that with a downward facing dog now. Downward facing dog. So from here, I'm going to walk in a little bit forward. I'm going to bend my knees as I take my hands to my chair. Okay. Now, I'm going to recommend here not doing this on this one. Try to keep them a little bit more parallel. Good. And then I'm going to step back. Good. And as I step back, you're just going to get a feel for where you need to be. So some of you might need, bent knees. Maybe you need to come back to the L. Maybe down dog is too much for today. Others are just going to lean back there. Heels can be grounded or not. I'm going to come just a little bit more here. Good. Now, the farther back you go away from the chair, the harder you make this. So be mindful. But my ears are still by my bicep. I'm looking down at my feet. Heels may or may not be grounded. And then from here, I'm going to look forward and I'm going to walk forward. Good. And I forgot to say this in the beginning, but if you're on a harder surface with your chair, maybe be on a mat so you're not sliding around. All right, let's take this into 2 sun salute A's on the chair. So from here, I'm going to come up. I'm going to take a big inhale. Exhale, bending the knees. I'm going to come down and fold. Good. And then pressing back up. Lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, take that fold. From that fold, step back. Find your down dog. Good. From the downward facing dog, I'm going to look forward and shift forward. So now I'm finding my plank on the chair. Okay. Now, I've got a nice long plank. You might still be out here until the core is stronger, but I'm finding that nice plank. For my up dog here, my belly's going to be in nice and tight, and I'm just going to open up. Good. Now, be careful how much you open. Good. And then I'm going to take that back, finding my downward facing dog. And you can take out that component if you need to. Some people just need to plank and down dog for a long time before they build up the strength to do up dog. And then from that down dog, I'm going to look forward, maybe bending the knees and stepping forward towards my chair, bending the knees and folding. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, and we'll fold. Inhale, press through the feet, come all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. One more time. Inhale when we reach. Exhale and we'll fold. Let those knees bend on the fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale and we'll bow. Inhale, step back into your plank. Good. Be strong in the plank. Try not to hang here. Really push that chair away. From your plank, stay here, or maybe take a little up dog. Good. From the up dog, find your down dog again. From down dog, inhale, look forward, bend the knees. Walk your feet forward. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway, long back. Belly button is in. Exhale and fold. Inhale, pressing through the feet, coming all the way back up. And exhale, hands to heart center. Take a moment, come back to your breath. Come back to that intention about goals. And notice if you have a tendency to lock your knees out here, could you make them a little bit softer? Okay. And when we're ready, we're going to have a seat back into the chair. Actually, you know what? Let's do a standing balance while we're standing first. So from here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my right foot, and let me turn this that way. Okay. I'm going to take my right foot right here. Good. So for some of you, this is where you're going to stay. Okay. You're still working, balancing on one foot. Okay. You're working on the strength here from the hip all the way into the heel. Hip, knee, and toe are tracking forward. This just kind of supports you a little bit. You can hold on. Good. So this might be it. Those of you that want to take this into a twist, your left hand can come to the outside of that leg, or you can even reach over towards the side of your chair, depending on where you are. Maybe you open up and look behind you. Breathe. We're going to try to hold these for about 3 to 5 breaths. It's about 20 to 30 seconds a piece. Big breath. You can bring in that Ujjayi Pranayama anytime, and then we'll take this back forward. Good. Now from here, we're going to take this into a half split pose, So I am going to hold on to the side of the chair. Good. I'm going to lengthen. So my heel is here. I want to be careful not to lock out this knee. So I want to keep it soft from the hip. I'm just going to lean. It's okay if this knee needs to bend. Hand can also come here as well. Breathe. You're getting into the hamstrings here. Always reconnecting with the breath. When you're ready, good, we'll come up from there and remove that foot. We're going to do it to the other side. So now my left foot's going to come up here. Good, and again, this basic might just be where you stay. My right foot, knee, and hip are tracking forward. It's okay to hold on to your chair. Good. You're still working. You're still building that strength. Belly button is in. And then those of you that want to take this into the twist, good. Depending on how your chair is, you can always flip your chair around if you need something else to hold on to. I'm going to take my right hand to the outside of the thigh, and then I'm going to use that to open up right here. Reach. I like practicing this one with the chair a lot because it makes it a little bit more stable. So there's less wobble around when you've got the bent knee foot on a chair, but you're still getting all the benefits of a balance. You're still trying to hold yourself up. You're building that strength from hip to heel. And then we'll come back to center. Good. Now, holding onto your chair maybe, we'll take that into the half split. So I'm going to take that heel a little bit more forward. Good. Careful not to lock the knee, and this might be as long as you can take your leg today. Remember, that part doesn't matter. As long as you're feeling the stretch back here, you're achieving the goal that we're going for here, and just hinge forward. And again, your hinge might not be as far as my hinge. Yoga is about meeting yourself where you are in the moment. In the moment. Remember, everybody has to start somewhere. It's not about being flexible or already flexible before coming to yoga. I have a lot of people tell me they can't do yoga because they're not flexible. And I'm like, that's why you need to do yoga. Work on that flexibility. And then from here, when you're ready, we'll come up and we will release that foot. Good. Now, if you need to kind of march that out a little bit here, feel free to do so. Now we're going to have a seat on the chair. So I'm going to just kind of reset my space here. Good. This is where my blanket is really coming in here for the side. Good. So I'm going to start. We're going to do a seated warrior 2 and a few things there. So I'm going to start turning to my right side. So it's going to be my right leg that's going to be over here and my left leg that's over here. Now, again, you saw me being short. See how I'm not in really good form here? When I am on blocks, I'm in better form. Good. So I'm going to use a block here. Again, taller people, you may not need one, but I'm going to sit sideways here. Good. And I'm going to take my right foot on this block. And if you're using a block too, it just kind of might have to kind of figure out where your placement is. Good. And so then my left leg is I'm going to take that back behind me. So to do that, good. I want this knee to be right up against this chair. Okay. Just like when we're standing, there is an internal rotation here from the hip. So hip, knee, and toe are going to turn inward a little bit at 45-ish degrees. Just like when we're standing, you want to press to that back edge of the back leg. Why is this important even here? Because if you don't build the strength here, you're not going to have the strength when you come away from the chair. Okay, so we're building the strength here, our nice foundation. You can come and do these without the chair eventually. Good. So as I do that, good. I'm internally rotated. This right hip is turning back just a little bit. So my hips might be at a little bit of an angle. Good. And then I'm going to take my chest out to the side, but my hips don't move. Arms reach. Good. Now again, build your strength in your upper body to be strong here from shoulders to fingertips. Don't just kind of be here. Really reach. Reach. Strong through the back leg. I'm strong in this heel. So all you're doing here is taking the balance out of the component. You're getting everything else here that you need if you're engaged. And we'll breathe. Good. So let's have a little fun here. Let's turn the palms towards the ceiling. Let's lift up and look up. And take those back down. And lift up and look up. And take it back down. And lift up and look up. And take it back down. Reach, reach, reach. Good. So again, if you need to take a break from the engagement, you can always take one. When you're ready, get back into it. Good. So let's take this into exalted. My belly button is in. My palm can turn towards the ceiling. I'm just going to take this back and reach and look up there. And one more breath. And when you're ready, coming back, warrior two. So as you become more proficient, not just in chair, but in standing yoga, your warrior two stance is a foundation for many things. So that's really important. So from here, let's take this into an extended side angle. So I'm pressing through here. Good. I'm going to lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Good. So I'm trying not to bend. Let's get a nice long line. Good. And I'm going to take my forearm to the thigh here. I want this thigh to be strong. I don't want to hang into it. So I'm pressing into the thigh. And then I'm going to open up. For some of you, this might be it, depending on your shoulders. We can reach this long. Good. So as I reach long, I'm reaching from these fingertips all the way to that edge of the foot. I'm getting a nice long side line of engagement. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Come back to your intention as you breathe. Maybe find Ujjayi pranayama, the breath work as you breathe. And when you're ready, good. We'll come all the way back up. Let's find warrior two on the side one more time. Really, really reach, reach, reach. And we'll take that back to center. So we're going to switch this to the other side. As you come through center, if you need to, you can kind of shake your legs out or what have you. You can come to standing if you need to do that for your break. Good. I'm just going to move my block to the other side now. Good. And so then turning here. Good. So I've got my left leg off. Good. I want the edge of that chair to be right at my knee bend. Good. And then from here, I'm going to take my right leg back. Good. So I'm at that 45-ish degree angle. So hip, knees, and toes are going to kind of rotate in a little bit. Good. And then once I'm nice and strong, good. Maybe this left hip rocks back just a little bit. So right hip comes forward just a little bit. keeping that there, opening the chest to the side and reach. Good. Strong in your front heel, strong in the back leg, strong arms. And we breathe. Strong muscles, strong bones. And then from here, once you're ready, let's turn the palms up. Let's lift and reach. And take that down. Look and reach. And take that down. Look and reach. And take that down. Reach, reach, reach. Good. Finding exalted. Palm can turn up. We'll take that back. Good. So again, you can take as many breaks from this engagement as you need to, but you always want to come back to that strength. Strength in the front, strength in the back. And when you're ready, good. Coming back to your warrior two, taking extended side angle on the side. So pressing through back here, long spine, lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Good. When you can come no more, forearm's going to come down. Press that shoulder away and open up. So you can stay here or take it over the ear. Again, nice long line from your fingertips all the way back to that heel. Reach. So warrior two and extended side angle are technically twists because you're opening up to the side when you do that. Breathe. And when you're ready, good. Looking down maybe at that front foot and coming up out of there. Find your warrior two, make it your best one on the side. And coming back. Good. Carefully bring those legs back around. If you need to come to standing, need to pat something out, find what you need. I'm going to come to standing here and reset my chair. Reset the chair. Good. So again, you can better see what I'm going to do here. And then I'm going to reset my block. So we're going to get into the abdominals just a little bit here and the entire core itself. So consider that to be all of your muscles in the front and back side of the body from your armpits all the way down into the hips. Good. And I should be a little bit more forward here. Good. So about the middle or front part of your chair. Good. Now from here, we're going to really zip up and in. I want you to use your abs as much as possible, not your hip flexors to lift your legs. Arms can be to the side. We're going to start. There's left, and it doesn't have to be high. And right. And left. And right. And left. And right. Good. Now from here, it's going to be right arm, left knee, and lower. Left arm, right knee, and lower. Opposite arm, opposite knee, and reach. And switch. And switch. So careful here that when you lift, you're not rocking back here to lift. You want to be nice and lifted. And if that means a smaller range of motion, then that's just what it means. As you become stronger and more flexible, that range of motion will be better for you. Good. And last time, good. And take that down. Good. Okay. So now we're going to take a pulling to the knees to the chest. And there'll be different variations of that depending on your own body. But some of you are going to grab behind and maybe you just lift a little bit. Okay. Others can reach. Maybe you pull in a lot. So just kind of find your range of motion. So this helps us floating, kind of get everything moving. So from here, starting on the left, I'm going to pull in. Good. and going to the right. We still want to use your abs. So we exhale as you pull in. Good. Again, going to your body's range, which might not be my range. And again, woo. And one more time each side. Good. Now, from here, we're going to go into a little bit more abdominal control. So different things for different people. For this one, I am going to move my blocks out of the way because I want a bigger range of motion. But I'm going to show you different things. So hands can come back here. Good. My spine is long. Good. Maybe you lift. Okay. Here. Okay. Others, good, are maybe going to come back just a little bit, lift your feet off. I've got a long spine, so I'm not curving. And maybe this is you. Okay. So find the challenge where you can find it. Belly button is in. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale. One more. Woo! And take that down. Good. Let's come all the way forward, maybe hugging yourself. If it's safe for you to round that spine as you hug, take it. And from here, we'll release. Good. We're going to come to a standing forward fold here. Standing wide leg forward fold here. So I'm just going to come to standing here. Good. You know what might be also good before we do this one is a little bit of a hip flexor release here. So some of you maybe holding on to the chair or even a wall might be able to reach back here and find that little stretch going here. Others may not be able to do so. So if that's you, if you can't reach, you'll follow me. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take my left foot forward. Good. And I'm going to lean in. Good. So as I lean in, I'm pressing back with this foot. Maybe you need to take this leg back a little bit more. Then you get that stretch through here. Depending on how your chair is designed and what you're doing here, like for me, if I'm not careful, I could easily tip this over. So be very, very careful if you're doing this one, depending on where you're at. Good. Breathe. Good. Now I feel it start to release. And when you're ready, we'll do that to the other side. So we'll come back up. Good. So now your right foot's going to come in here. Your left leg's going to be on the floor. Make any adjustments that you need. Good. And again, you can always, bind if you can reach. Otherwise, you're going to come in. Good. Belly button is in. If you've got a knee that's a little bit over past the ankle here, I wouldn't worry too much about it unless your knee is not comfortable. You're weight bearing on this leg, not this leg, so it's not as dangerous as if we were in a traditional yoga class where we were on the floor where you might need to make that adjustment here. Good, and there's that release. And when you're ready, good, we'll come up off of there. All right, seated forward, or back, wide leg forward folded. So this just kind of depends on you. If you don't have, if coming here is too much, you're going to use the back of your chair. If this is okay for you to reach, that's where you're going to go. But I'm going to take my feet wide here. I'm just going to give myself a little test. So if I take my arms out to the side, I want my ankles and my wrists to ideally be in that alignment. Okay. My big toes are in alignment with each other. So one foot is not more forward of the other. And I'm pressing through the outer edges of the feet as best as I can. I'm zipping up my front body. Inhale, exhale. It's a little bit of a hip hinge. Good. You can come back. Good. And maybe this is you. Okay. Maybe up here is you. Maybe forearms is you. Find yours. So find a nice flat spine. This is a nice stretch. I'll do this one at airports sometimes when I don't want to touch my hands to the floor because who knows what is on that floor in the airport. Good. And then from here, when you're ready, good, we'll come back up, pressing through the outer edges and coming back in. To come out of here, you can just heel toe in, or carefully just stand and march. Good. We're going to come back to a seat now. So I'm going to turn this here. I'm going to grab my block. And we're going to prepare ourselves for Shavasana. Now, I apologize. The reading that I'm going to give you is on my phone. Normally, I don't have my phone anywhere during the class, but I'm going to have this right back here. Okay. So I'm sitting nice and tall. I'm in the center or the more forward of my chair. Let's take a big inhale and reach. Exhale. Let's just get another side bend. Pressing into the chair. Side bend over. Noticing maybe how this time it feels different to you than the first time. Hopefully it's not as intense. We've opened up a little bit. And then coming back up. Good. Other hand comes down and lift up and reach. No, but this is always my tighter side, but this feels so good. So good. And coming back up. Good. Let's take a twist here. So I'm going to take my right hand to the outside of my left side. Good. My left hand's going to come somewhere on this chair behind me where I need it for support. Long spine, always twist from length. And I'll take that twist to the left. And again, noticing if this feels better to you now than maybe the first one we did. Shoulders are relaxed. And we'll return to center. Other side, left hand comes to the right thigh. Good, hand's gonna come wherever it is it needs to grip for you. Long spine, zip up that belly, and we'll twist. Breathe and expand. And we'll return back to center. All right, just kind of get a little motion going here that would feel good to you. We're gonna do our final pranayama here in preparation for our Shavasana. So 4 times, we're gonna inhale for 3 and exhale for 6. Now again, if you would prefer to do Shavasana lying down, you can come to your floor, you can come to a couch if you're in your living room, do what's comfortable for you. But from here, good. Big exhale to prepare. Inhale 1, 2, 3. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale 1, 2, 3. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale 1, 2, 3. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good. You can keep your eyes open and cast down or close them. Taking your deep breath here. Maybe returning to your own intention. Good. Finding your breath. And then from here, I will read you the goal of yoga. No, it's not a handstand. The yoga pose is not the goal. Becoming flexible or standing on your hands is not the goal. The goal is to create space where you were once stuck, to unveil layers of protection you built around your heart, to appreciate your body and become aware of the mind and the noise it creates, to make peace with who you are. The goal is to love. Well, you. Shift your focus and your heart will grow. Shift your focus and your heart will grow. The goal of yoga. So coming back to a nice tall spine if you were seated. Maybe take a little bit of movement if you were on your back. Take a moment. If you were on your back, carefully roll over to your right or left side, coming up to a seat. Those of us that are already in a seat, and everyone else now that just came to a seat, fingertips to the side, palms turning up. Inhale, reach, 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 and lengthen. Up overhead, look up there. Good, and as you draw those hands to the heart center, stop those thumbs right over the forehead for good and true thoughts. To the lips for good and kind words, and to the heart for open and loving hearts. Knowing no effort on this mat is ever wasted, or in this chair, no gain is ever reversed. May you be safe. May you stay well. May you have a wonderful day, evening, week, month, season ahead. Thank you so much for joining me today. Namaste.